Welcome to Winter Moon Games. Today I'll be talking to you about Maw of the Jungle Beast, or Jaws of the Lion for short. The prequel to the game that ruffled everyone's meeples when it dropped into third place on Board Game Geek, Gloomhaven. Jaws of the Lion, published by Cephalofair Games, has some unique features, thankfully none of which are the box size of its predecessor. But before I proceed, I must share what I've been waiting for my deathbed to confess. I've never actually played Gloomhaven. Now, before you unsubscribe and find a more reputable channel, hear me out. Let's take a look and break down Jaws of the Lion. Saying Jaws of the Lion has some unique features was a bit of an understatement, admittedly. This game is chock full of content, but now that my premature deathbed confession has been revealed, I can safely say that I have nothing to compare this to. I can say that Gloomhaven more than likely has at least 3/4 more content to offer, given its box size, and since you need a forklift to bring your copy of Frosthaven in from the front porch, I think it's fair to assume that players can get lost in this universe for quite some time, which is fantastic. Now, if I wasn't self-conscious about being bald, I'd take my hat off to the design team's dedication to world building. To me, that is Jaws of the Lion's strongest asset. More board games, in my opinion, should take the time to world build. Imagine if there was a backstory to Uno, or an origins narrative for the silhouettes on the cover of Codenames. We'd have so much more lore to sink our teeth into. You are the Jaws of the Lion, a ragtag group of mercenaries that just wants to get back to Gloomhaven and enjoy full tummies of wild boar and a steady stream of mead. Is that so much to ask? Unfortunately, upon setup, you are met with the bane of every game's existence, a tutorial. But in all seriousness, Jaws of the Lion's tutorial is designed to get you playing while simultaneously learning the ropes at a digestible pace. This is a welcome feature in a game of this magnitude. Gameplay is deceptively simple. You'll play 2 cards from your hand at the start of your turn. If your top card number is lower than that of your fellow players and/or enemies on the board, you will win initiative, causing you to be the first player to take actions, whether it be move, attack, or explore the map, etc. After a few rounds, you'll run out of cards and you'll have to reshuffle your hand, randomly losing potentially high value cards, making combat a bit more challenging. I liked this mechanic a lot. It made me thematically connect and feel like my character was getting exhausted and running on fumes, similar to me after my boss has overworked me for the 100th time and celebrates with a pizza party. There is a fair amount of strategy to how and when you play certain cards, and the game offers enough strenuous choices to make me feel like I do have to be somewhat careful in battle. Most conflicts conclude with some kind of reward, whether it be treasure, new map stickers, gold, etc. You'll even unlock new cards and miniatures as the game progresses, but no spoilers here on this channel. This does, however, make this game somewhat of a legacy experience. And I say somewhat because if you're careful, in my opinion, and not to mark up the cards too much or the game itself, I don't see any reason why you couldn't play again and again, trying out different characters and card combinations and even letting your friends take a stab at your copy. Now, while I can appreciate the effort, Jaws of the Lion felt a bit slow for me personally. I love the theme and absolutely love the attention to detail in the world. However, playing cards didn't feel exciting. Now, I may simply not be the audience for this game. I know Gloomhaven was received quite well by D&D lovers, and don't get me wrong, I enjoy a good campaign every now and again, and I tend to favor DMing, but I'm typically not the kind of player that enjoys slogging through a 2-hour combat whilst fighting a lion with overly detailed nether region. Jaws of the Lion was just a bit too slow for me, and while it doesn't lose points for that, it's probably not something I will be able to get to the table much. However, I can see this game being cherished by players who perhaps don't have a lot of time to experiment with a variety of games and learn new rules, and are looking for something lengthy and robust to invest in over time. Now, without me yammering on for another 10 minutes, why don't we just jump right into my final thoughts, where we deconstruct the game down into 8 scoreable categories. Mechanics, 3 stars. Story and narrative, 5 stars. Approachability, 3 stars. Replayability, 4 stars. Components, 4 stars. Art and design, 5 stars. Fun factor, 3 stars. Overall presentation, 5 stars. Giving Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion a total score of 4 out of 5 stars. It's a great score overall, and I want to thank Cephalofair Games for this media copy of Jaws of the Lion, and give a shout out to the designers, artists, and all the creative minds that worked on this title and all other games in this universe. You've delivered a presentation and an experience that sets the bar for future designers, and I say keep up the great work. My name is Chris. This channel is called Winter Moon Games. We're on a relaunch. This is really exciting. This is the first game. Thank you to Cephalofair Games for believing in me and sending me this media copy. First game in a long time that I feature on this channel, and it's gonna be more content like this, kind of short, not really a review, just more like a final thoughts kind of thing, an all-encompassing gaming video network. So if you liked this video and you think I deserve it, please subscribe and hit that like button. Oh, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any uploads. It really helps me out a lot, and it tells me that you want more content like this. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.